Welcome. Today, I'm sharing 6 incredibly tender and delicious chicken recipes that are sure to become your new favorites. Let's get cooking. Let's wash about 1.5 pounds of chicken breast thoroughly and slice it very thinly on the cutting board, as you can see. Using a sharp knife at this stage makes it much easier. After slicing, let's transfer the chicken to a large, deep bowl. Pour 1½ small bottles of sparkling water over it. Let's save the remaining half bottle for our batter. In a separate bowl, add 5 tablespoons of flour. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of oregano. Add half a teaspoon of baking soda and mix the dry ingredients well. Pour the remaining half bottle of sparkling water over it. Add 1 egg and 1 or 2 cloves of grated garlic, then mix thoroughly. Pour this batter over the chicken that's been resting in sparkling water and mix it really well. The longer it marinates in the fridge, the tastier it gets. You can prepare it a day ahead and let it rest overnight. Cover it and let it rest in the fridge for at least an hour. Next, heat about half a cup of cooking oil in a large pan. Once the oil is hot, let the excess batter drip off and place the chicken into the oil, as seen here. Fry over medium heat, flipping them until both sides are golden brown. Transfer the fried chicken to a paper towel-lined plate. Once all the chicken is fried, serve it piping hot with ketchup. I cut about 1.3 pounds of chicken breast into thin strips, as shown. Then, I added half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon each of black pepper and curry powder, and half a teaspoon of paprika. Add 2 tablespoons of oil and mix it well. Cover it up. If you have time, let it rest in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours. I let it rest for about an hour. If you're short on time, you can cook it right away. Heat a large non-stick pan. Place the chicken into the hot pan. Cook on high heat until both sides change color, then reduce to medium. Cook all the chicken this way and set aside. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil into the same pan. Add 1 sliced onion. Sauté for a few minutes. Then, add about a pound of sliced mushrooms. Continue sautéing on high heat for a few more minutes. As you can see, the mushrooms are releasing their juices. Keep cooking on medium, stirring occasionally, until all the liquid evaporates. Add a tablespoon of flour, but don't heap it. Add 1 or 2 cloves of minced garlic and cook until the raw flour smell is gone. Gradually pour in the milk. I added 1¼ cups of milk in total. Then add half a cup of heavy cream. Add half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, along with some finely chopped parsley, and stir. Add the cooked chicken into our simmering sauce. Coat the chicken completely with the sauce. Let it simmer on low heat for 7 to 8 minutes, then remove from heat. Our creamy mushroom chicken is ready to serve. I sprinkled a little paprika on top. Serve it hot. I used about 1.3 pounds of boneless chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast if you prefer. After washing, cut the chicken into large, bite-sized pieces as shown. For the marinade, put 1 tablespoon of tomato paste in a bowl. Add a 1/4 cup of oil, 2 to 3 grated garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of yogurt. 1 teaspoon each of paprika and oregano, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Finally, add 1 teaspoon of honey and mix the marinade well. Add the chopped chicken to the marinade and mix thoroughly. Cover and let it rest in the fridge for at least 4 to 5 hours. I left it overnight. The longer it marinates, the more flavorful it gets. Uncover the chicken the next day. I've chopped 8 to 10 cherry tomatoes and 4 to 5 green peppers into large pieces. Thread the chicken, peppers, and tomatoes onto skewers as seen in the video. Place them slightly apart on a parchment-lined baking tray. Bake in a preheated 400-degree oven for about half an hour until beautifully browned. After half an hour, our chicken skewers are perfectly cooked. As you can see. Serve them nice and hot. I used 2 pieces of chicken breast, about 1.3 pounds. Wash them well and put them on the cutting board. Slice them into thin fillets, just like this. Put 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooking oil into a deep bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Add a 1/4 cup of sparkling water and whisk well. Add the chicken pieces to the bowl. Mix well to coat every piece. Cover and let it rest in the fridge for at least 1 hour. In a separate bowl, crack 3 eggs. Add a 1/4 cup of milk, and half a teaspoon each of turmeric and paprika. Whisk everything together. Place 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour on a flat plate, and 3 to 4 tablespoons of breadcrumbs on another. Take out the chicken after an hour. Coat the chicken pieces in flour completely, as you see here. Shake off the excess flour and dip them into the egg mixture. Let the excess egg drip off, and finally coat them in breadcrumbs. Press gently to ensure an even coating. Our schnitzels are ready to fry. Prepare all the chicken pieces the same way. Pour about 3/4 to 1 cup of oil into a large pan. Heat the oil gently and carefully place the chicken into the oil. Fry over medium heat. Flip them once the bottom is golden brown. Once perfectly fried on both sides, transfer to a serving plate. Fry the remaining chicken the same way and serve piping hot. I have 2 pieces of chicken breast, about 1.8 pounds. Wash them well and place them on the cutting board. Cut them into medium thick slices, as you can see. Sprinkle a little salt over the sliced chicken. Flip them over and salt the other side as well. Crack 3 eggs onto a large plate, add half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, and beat well. Add a heaping tablespoon, about an ounce, of finely grated Parmesan or mozzarella. I used mozzarella. Add some finely chopped parsley and mix it all together. Put half a cup of flour onto a separate plate. Coat both sides of the chicken in the flour. Shake off the excess flour and set them on a plate. Once all the chicken is floured, dip them into the egg mixture to cover both sides. And set them aside again. I had a little egg left over. You can use 2 eggs instead of 3 for the perfect amount. Put 1 or 2 tablespoons of oil into a heavy-bottomed pan. Add half a tablespoon of butter and let it heat. Once hot, add the chicken. I highly recommend using a cast iron or heavy-bottomed pan for this. Fry over high heat, flipping them as seen here. Once browned on both sides, transfer to a plate. Fry the remaining chicken the same way. I've moved the last batch of chicken to the plate. Add 1 or 2 cloves of grated garlic into the same pan. Stir for a few seconds without burning the garlic. Pour in 2/3 of a cup of chicken broth. My broth was hot, so it steamed up. I'm adding it slowly. Turn the heat to low. Let it simmer gently for 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, let's prep the starch. Mix half a teaspoon of cornstarch into a quarter cup of water until smooth. Gradually pour this into the simmering sauce while stirring. Squeeze in the juice of a quarter lemon to brighten the flavor. I transferred the sauce to a larger pan since the chicken wouldn't fit. Place the chicken into the sauce. Simmer over medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes, then flip them. Cook the other side for another 2 to 3 minutes over medium heat. I drizzled 2 to 3 more tablespoons of chicken broth over it. You can just use 3/4 of a cup of broth from the start. Finally, sprinkle with some parsley and remove from heat. I served it piping hot with some mashed potatoes. I used about 2.2 pounds of chicken breast. Slice it into medium thin strips. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon each of paprika, red pepper flakes, black pepper, curry powder, and oregano. Toss well so the chicken is evenly coated. Now, let's prepare the amazing batter that makes our chicken incredibly tender. Crack an egg into a mixing bowl and whisk lightly. Add 7 ounces, which is 1 small bottle, of sparkling water. Keep whisking as you pour. Add 3/4 of a cup of flour and whisk until perfectly smooth. The sparkling water makes our chicken incredibly soft, juicy, and delicious. Pour the batter over the seasoned chicken and mix well to coat every piece. Cover and let it rest in the fridge for at least 1 hour, or 3 to 4 hours if you have time. I let it rest for an hour. Uncover it and give it a quick stir. Heat some cooking oil in a large nonstick pan. Drop the chicken pieces in. Fry over medium-low, then medium heat, flipping occasionally until golden brown. Thanks to the sparkling water, the chicken never dries out and stays super juicy. Fry all the chicken and serve immediately while hot. If you still think chicken breast always dries out, this recipe will change your mind forever. This melt-in-your-mouth, juicy dish is sure to be your new favorite. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments when you try it. Enjoy! Thanks for watching.